So you're probably wondering what all the berms have been for. Yep, it leads down into a bump or a germ, and it's not going to be a lippy takeoff. My batteries died yesterday like all batteries died for my GoPro yesterday, so I didn't get to capture at all like how much I added to this. But today we're going to hopefully finish it off and yeah, see how it goes, and yeah, maybe even test ride it. Phew. Yeah, come on, doesn't this look absolutely wicked? I'm pretty confident it's going to ride really nice, but the thing that I'm not confident about is how much speed I'm going to have, and really I've got a bit of a gradient here that we're going to land on. However, I have no idea how much speed we're going to have, and that really determines which direction we go between the trees, which obviously influences how I'm going to do the landing. Or should I just hope for the best that I get it right? Show mama. And the initial idea was you're going to land sort of at the top of these roots, but when I had the idea of that, the jump was going to be 3 feet back and a lot lower, so it would have worked a lot better. But yeah, as everything slowly gets bigger, I guess, yeah, the landing place has to as well. So I've got a few little problems. One, the gradient isn't quite steep enough not to sort of ride it the way I want to ride it. And also, I don't know how hard it's going to be. Oh nah, this is a big jump. Like, well, I'm probably standing, but you could be going really fast. But I'm standing about 10 meters away from the takeoff. Let's just check that. How long's my shovel? That must be about 1.50 meters. So let's just check from lip. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's only 6 meters. So that's really not that far. But also I have another problem, and it's a stump here. So I want to kind of do it so you have to kind of snipe the landing in a way. But I want you to land also into a berm. Like I want to build this here up. I have to take away, there's a bump here. I have to take this away. I have to take this out. Because if you land going pretty quick and straight away you just get bucked, it's just a recipe for disaster. So I've got to remove this, and I'm going to bring all of this here up to the top, and then that'll give it more gradient, and it's also going to help level out this section, because this section as well, like yeah, we've got the roots there, we've got a little dip here, we've got a little rise here, we've got dip here, we've got a dip here, and I'll get rid of this dip through digging out this section. That's sort of my plan. And as we go along, I'm going to just dig a channel out of here, and this will also add to the gradient, and I'll chuck all the excess up high, so when you're boosting super hard, hopefully this really does just catch you. But regardless, when you ride this, like, you should obviously know what you're doing on a bike. I definitely don't. I just kind of huck and tuck and hope for the best. But I think most people that are going to try and ride this, that will ride this, I think they're going to know how to move their body around and throw the bike around properly. And yeah, it should be a pretty cool feature. It should be, and I really hope it is, because yeah, a lot of hours go into digging, and if things don't work, it takes a lot more hours to make them work. So yeah. Phew.
If you confine the definition of yourself to your voluntary, conscious behavior, that's a ridiculous definition of oneself. Oneself, by any stretch of the imagination, must involve far more than the conscious and voluntary aspects of our behavior. And if we see that it involves intimately and inescapably the behavior of what we call the other, the not self, the environment, and see that these two are moving together like the two sides of the snake when it swims, then you get a very curious feeling. You have to be careful of it if you've got a Western background. Because this is what happens to a lot of people who play around with psychedelic chemicals. There are many, many cases of inflation among these people. That is to say, when you get this sensation that the two sides of the world, the inside and the outside, are moving together, you may think, I am ruling. I am God. Various physical centers, in other words, where this constant tension or resistance against it is going on. And that's what you feel when you talk about art. When that tension ceases, you discover immediately that the separate ego has disappeared, and that what I refers to is simply the total panorama of experience, everything that's happening. That's right. And obviously I don't know all of it, because I can't expect all of it with my radar, with my conscious attention. That would be a ridiculous undertaking, to know everything in that sense. We know it in a much better way, as we know how to grow hair and open and close our hands. So, this point of view can be understood if we clarify the initial problem we have about it. And I suppose the first problem is, if we accept the notion that everything that happens to us is our own power, then we have to be very careful of, I would say, the devil of inflation, of feeling that your ego is what is in control of all. And the second thing is, if you think then that everything that happens to everybody is what they really want to happen, then you can absolve yourself from any qualms about being unkind to someone. Because you could say, well, the unkindness I did you was what you really wanted.
So I'm really hoping that it flows so nicely that it's like you're just riding a roller pretty much, and it's just like you come in around the berm, hop, and then just back into it. I hope it just catches you perfectly, because if it doesn't, I've got two dirty stumps on the other side of the berm, and yeah, I've filled them in with dirt and stuff like that, but regardless, they're still quite a hazard. So fingers crossed this thing works, and yeah, the test dummy doesn't get too hurt. So yeah, we see how it goes. Hey guys, thanks for sticking with me to the end of the episode. I hope you like the feature as much as me. I think it looks absolutely wicked. And shout out to Goonlord for the music as well. He's a young lad from my hometown. His SoundCloud will be in the description, so go check him out. And yeah, thanks for sticking with me, and look forward to the next episode. It'll have some writing in it, so yeah, get keen. Done.